evening, good morning, and good afternoon to all the superstars all over the world. My name is Frank Salas, better known as the talented Mr. Salas. Today I have a wonderful guest who is going to join us. His name is Dan Henry. He's based out in Florida, and I found him by looking for a Facebook ads expert for you guys. So when you are trying to promote your next course, promote your next launch, you can come out with the gates with revenue headed your way like crazy. So I met Dan through a Twitter search feed, and I saw him, and I was like, okay, cool. And he had this, doing business in your superhero PJs or something like that. I was like, I like this.
I build companies in Batman underwear.
There you go. There you go. I build companies in Batman underwear. And so I thought that was cool, and it stuck with me. And then I did a podcast with a mutual friend, Arnie, and I listened to a few of his shows, and I heard your story, and I was like, whoa. The Talent Tribe needs to hear from Dan. So, Dan, tell people a little bit about yourself.
Well, these are my Batman underwear right here, and I've made over $1 million in these, so I should probably set them over there. They're pretty stinky, but no. Man, it's been a crazy year. I'm friggin' tired. 5 years ago I was a pizza boy. And just started learning digital marketing. I started with blogging. I blogged about electronic cigarettes. In fact, probably got a pack around here somewhere. I blogged about electronic cigarettes. I ended up making 30 grand a month. And then the whole SEO crash happened. So I was like, oh, that sucks. So I had all this money, but I didn't have any more coming in. So I opened 2 nightclubs, and that's where I started to learn like Facebook ads because I had to get the nightclubs going. And those did really well. I flipped one of them for a 6-figure profit in a year. That did really good. And then I started, I was like, wow, I'm pretty good at Facebook ads. So I started taking on clients. I took on real estate clients and all kinds of other clients. And I ended up doing real well at that. I made like 10 grand my first month taking on clients. And then I had some pretty good success. So I started, people started asking me like, teach me how to do Facebook ads. So I started doing like coaching for running a Facebook ad agency or running Facebook ads for yourself. That did really well. And then I was like, well, I don't want to sit here on a Skype call all day long every day. So I'll create a course. So I created a course and I launched it a couple times. In this last launch, I just ended it. That's why I'm so tired. This last month I launched it. And this is great because I only spent $509 in ads, and I did $104,118 in September in post sales.
Damn. Can you just clarify that you said $500?
$509.
Right? Damn.
Ads. I mean, and a lot of that was like list building and stuff, and a lot of it because like the way I build my lists and stuff, like I get a lot of extra lists or extra leads because people share my shit a lot. So that really, really helps. So I get more. I'm going to just show you real quick because I always think people are full of shit. So I had like 4 or 5 grand in PayPal, but this is my Stripe account, and I got the 1 month selected. And I'll just show you right there.
Nice.
100. Yep. And then I had a little bit in PayPal, but I don't know, like 4,000 in PayPal or something like that. Because some people wanted to pay with PayPal. But yeah, it's quite honestly, man, it's crazy because it was a lot of work, a lot of money. But I'm just trying to like figure out how to keep making that money every month, but work less. So that's what I'm trying to like friggin' wrap my brain around right now and try to figure that out. So it's been crazy though.
You're definitely on your way. We had a live question from Spain. This is Jose Glez, and he is a fast food restaurant chain owner. And he asked, how do you target your audience?
Well, it depends on who I'm targeting, because there's a lot of different situations. Like usually I like to target competitors, but like for instance, you own a fast food restaurant, right? So sometimes you can't target competitors. Like let's say you live in a small town and you just can't target competitors. So instead, you would want to target like interests or demographics. Competitors are always number one, but other than that, I like to target interests or demographics. Let me give you an example. Let's say you sell dog products or pet products. Some people would choose dogs in their Facebook interest, dogs, okay, or pet food or something. When you do that, you're forcing Facebook to use an algorithm to guess what you're into, because these are just random things that they think you're into. However, if you target something like PetSmart, okay, well, who would like PetSmart? Who would go to the PetSmart page and click like if they didn't buy pet products? You know what I'm saying? So it's always best to go after your competitor, or what would be considered a competitor. Like maybe you sell just like maybe you invented a dog leash, whatever. If you target people who like PetSmart, you know, I would go for that over dogs. You know, I have much more, a lot more accuracy with that. But like if you're like a restaurant owner, a lot of times you don't need to get that crazy, you know, because you can like, well, actually, no, you can. Like, for instance, let's say you're a restaurant owner, right? You could target Applebee's, you could target Chili's, you could target all these places because, you know, again, if somebody actually likes the Applebee's page, the Chili's page, all these, they're probably people that go out to eat regularly. Otherwise, why the hell would they take the time to actually like? I mean, I go to Applebee's all the time. I don't like the damn Applebee's page, but if I did like it, that means I'm into going out to eat. Okay, so right. You could run some sort of offer for your restaurant, and I mean, honestly, you could even do demographics, and it would still work if your offer is right. But you could really zero it in if you target people who have really, like, honestly taken the time to like, you know, restaurants, you know, Olive Garden, whatever. Again, it depends on what type of restaurant you have. If you have some hole in the wall, well, I don't know, you could always target like meth clinics or something. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, if you have a hole in the wall, maybe you don't want to target nice restaurants. You want to target, you know, just demographics or something. But really, targeting is a case-by-case basis. And I try to start at the top and go to the bottom. If I can target a competitor, I'll target. If I can't, I'll move down the list.
So, and then let's say someone like Jose, who's in Spain, you know, let's say he can target everybody who likes Applebee's. Would he be able to narrow that down to only Spain? Because he doesn't have businesses in London or America, only in Spain.
Well, yeah. So, like, okay, let's say you're in Spain or you're in bumfuck Texas, whatever. And let's say it's a small town. And you try to target, you know, Applebee's, Chili's, all these things for your targeting, right? And let's say it's just not enough people to make enough of an audience because you're just in a small place. Right. Then you're going to have to move down that list, and you're going to have to just go with, okay, let's go with people who are male, 21 to 25, just regular people. Now, here's something interesting, okay? If you use Optimize for Conversions, what's going to happen is Facebook is going to optimize for the people that are most likely to opt into your offer if you've set all your conversion tracking and all that up properly. So in the beginning, yeah, you might just be hitting demographics. You're not doing any exact targeting. You're just doing people in your city who are in a certain age range. But, you know, in the beginning, your lead cost might be a little high. But as it goes on, Facebook will lower that lead cost because as people see the ad, see the offer, okay, it will optimize. It'll figure out, okay, these type of users are opting in. These type of users are going for the offer. So let's start showing the ad to more of these type of people. That's why the objective is called Optimize for Conversions. So if you got no targeting options whatsoever, you can just go by demographics and you can let that ad run, and over time it will get better and better because it will optimize for those conversions, and eventually you'll have a pretty good converting ad that'll bring you in customers. So that's my answer to that.
Man, I love the way you break things down because this is a super complex topic that you were just able to, you know, break down as thoroughly as you can. I mean, it is a complex topic, but the way that you just present it is amazing. I'm very blessed to have you guys on the show. For those of you guys who are watching the show right now, make sure you guys are taking notes. Make sure you guys re-listen to this, whether you're at the gym, working out, on the way to work. This is really going to change your life. If you didn't catch, he just dropped $500 to generate $500 to generate $100,000 in revenue. Facebook ads is definitely crucial to any serious online business or any business that's offline that wants to get traffic indoors. Now, let's go ahead and focus in a little bit more on what exactly Facebook is, because people, like, they understand they should be on. We got Matt Crane from The Power of Great sitting in a selfie out in Pulaski, Tennessee. He's got an awesome podcast. Make sure you guys check him out. And when people think of Facebook, they're like, I understand we should be on it. And like, it's like kind of like, you should go vegan, or you should meditate, you should do yoga, but you don't really do it because there's like a barrier of the mind. Like when people say Facebook ads, like, but I don't know how to do this, or I don't have money and I don't see the value in that. So can you talk about what really Facebook is to the marketplace? Like in my mind, the way that I view Facebook is it's a list that has a super segmented list. So it's a list of the world or a few billion people, and it's a list of people that have said, hey, I like Applebee's, or I like Frank Salas, or I like Dan Henry. And now you are allowed to show me things. You are allowed to show me things that are relevant to that interest. Can you break that down?
Yeah, so, I mean, well, first of all, let's talk real here, okay? Yeah. I'm assuming that part of your question is like you're saying, for those business owners who are not on Facebook at all, like let alone Facebook ads, if you're not on Facebook, why is Facebook valuable? Is that like part of your question?
That's the intro. Yes, sir.
Okay. So here's my thing, man. At this point, if you're not on Facebook, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to butter your balls and tell you to get on Facebook. You're just fucking lazy. All right. You're fucking lazy. I mean, if you're not on Facebook at this point, now it's just ridiculous. All right, look, it's obvious. Everybody's on Facebook. There are tons of customers on Facebook. Facebook is used constantly every day by almost anybody, okay? Get on Facebook. Stop. Like, there's no coaching or coaxing or anything that, like, at this point where we are now, it's almost 2017. The whole, oh, my customers aren't on Facebook. Well, I'm sorry. If you've said that, you got way deeper problems than being on Facebook. I would imagine your business is in shambles because that's a fucking piss poor attitude. And it's just ignorance. And I'm not going to at this point, I don't want to encourage people. Oh, no, you need to get on Facebook. At this point, I'd rather just ridicule you for being stupid because you need to be on Facebook. Let's get past that, okay? Like, let's just fucking get past that. That's crazy. It's crazy to even think that people still think that way. Okay, so, fuck you if you're not on Facebook. That's what I have to say. All right. Second, yes, when you run Facebook ads, they are allowing you to say, hey, look, a person that likes this, I only want to show my ads to that person. So imagine for a moment, you put a billboard ad out. The average cost of a billboard ad in San Diego is $15,000 a month. Okay. Or no, a week. It's a week. $15,000 a week. Okay. So you put this advertisement on a billboard. And what happens? All these cars drive by this billboard, right? All these cars. So, you got this car, you got this car, and they're all driving by. And you're paying for every single one of those cars to look at that fucking sign. The only problem is, let's say it's an ad for a new homes being built in the area, right? Well, out of 50 cars that drove by it in the past 2 minutes, maybe only 2 cars contain people that are interested in buying a home right now. So you just paid for 48 cars that have they're zero. They're not in your market. They're not your market at all. Okay. Same thing with television. Same thing with newspaper. You're paying for all these people to see your advertisements, and most of them are not your target customer. What Facebook ads allows you to do is only show your ads to people that are your target fucking customer. So you're not wasting any advertising dollars. Now, yes, you have to be good at targeting and good at ads to do that well, just like you have to be good at anything, If you suck at riding a bike, you're going to fall down and smash your face into the ground, just like anything else. All right. So you have to know how to do it well, but no other advertising platform is really allowing you to get deep down and say, I only want to show my ad to a mother, a new mother that's 25 to 34 that lives in bumfuck Texas that likes Jerry Springer. Okay. Nobody else, no other platform can do that. So Facebook is allowing you to do that. So yes, if you're not on Facebook and you're not, I mean, if you're not trying ads, I understand it. It's complicated. People, get scared by it. But if you're not at least on Facebook marketing your business, well, then fuck your business. I don't know.
I love it. And when I first saw some of your videos, you were just like, it's just so real. It's like you just right now. And it was like, people don't really approach the marketplace like that. So try to hold your hand and be like, it's okay for you to have these self-limiting beliefs. I'm getting a little bit of feedback, by the way, just a little bit. It's okay for you to have these self-limiting beliefs. It's okay for you to feel like you can go slow and do this. But you're like, no, drop a little bit of cash on Facebook. Your business will get leads and you'll build your list. Now, you are somebody who had some very recent success in is this your first launch or your previous launch?
Okay, so this technically would be my third launch because I did my first launch. I did a little private coaching thing with a few people because I always like to make sure that what I'm teaching is going to work. Then I did another launch where I did it as a course and I kept that small. I made about 15 grand on that one. And then I did a big launch and I made 104,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I made sure to launch it like that because but my thing is results. You got to have results, And so I made sure to get results first. I mean, I got 19-year-old kids that are making, $4,000 or $5,000 a month with Facebook ads. I've got some people that are making over 10. I got people that are, I got this one chiropractor. He signed up to my course. He spent $90. He got 12 new patients. Okay, 12 new patients to his practice. I got another dude. He's a personal trainer. He lives in Texas. He spent $48 and he sold that week. He spent $48 and that week he made $900 in new personal training clients. Okay, and I got just stories upon stories of these. So I made sure to take those, push them out there in people's fucking faces and be like, look, this is a result. This is like, fuck your sales page. This is a fucking stupid result. Okay. And I didn't even have a sales page. I did not have a sales page. I did my webinar. I said, look, here it is, motherfuckers. Here's the shit. Sign up or not. Okay. And people signed up. It was absolutely, I was like, okay, I want to double my last launch. I was aiming for 30 grand, did 104. I mean, it's just insane. I mean, it was insane to me.
No sales page.
No sales page.
Just testimonials. I love that. For everybody in the talent shop, I want to break down the strategy, which is just textbook. It's textbook. He has expertise. Obviously, it worked for him. He took his expertise, and then he got a small group of people and did a group coaching session. And with that, he was able to work out some kinks, figure out how people were able to learn from his style, get that really tweaked down. And then he did a beta version of a smaller course group where he's like, hey, this is it. Let me see if this works out. And he had some success. And then he was like, okay, now that this works, I'm sure he went back in there and polished it up a little bit even more. And then he put it out there like crazy to everybody and said, look, this stuff already works. And he comes out and he just shows testimonials. And I've never heard anybody not have a sales page and just show testimonials. I'm going to try that.
That's a better explanation of what I did than I just gave you. That was really clear. That's perfect. That's exactly what I did. Yeah, I didn't. I mean, all I had was I had the webinar, and then the page where they entered their credit card information. That was it. It was just, look, credit card information, and then I threw a couple of testimonials on the right, and I threw 4 videos of me interviewing students that had testimonials. I mean, really, my sales page was like my webinar, I guess. But yeah, I did not have a sales page. I just didn't. I mean, I think that I had a sales page the launch before this, and I did 15 grand. This time I did the webinar. Okay. So probably webinar is better, I think. So
Yeah, I like webinars because you get to interact with people. People get to like build that know, like, and trust factor with you, and you can say, look, this is me. I like T-shirts with. Is that a Star Wars reference? It's a Star Wars reference, right? On your shirt.
yeah, it's
Star Wars reference. I like to drop some F-bombs. I like to keep it real. And I like to have these hilarious quotes behind me. This is me. This is my personality. That's how I roll. And either you like it and you can keep rolling, or you don't, and maybe at least be open to some new business strategies. Either way, I'm only looking for people that are really interested. So I'm assuming you had a high conversion, but the high conversion rate, I'm assuming, came with that, correct?
Yeah, the conversion rate was super high. It was higher than you're supposed to have. Like, I mean, I think on the webinar we had over 50, like people that were on the webinar was over 50% conversion rate, which is insane. And that's because every time I did this cool little trick. So like when someone signed up, they got a thank you email and it said, post in my free group, hey, I just bought the course, add me to the private student group. So every time somebody bought, they posted in the free group, hey, I just bought, so all these posts were flooding in and people are like, fuck, I gotta buy, because everybody else is buying. Just a little thing I worked up there.
What a diamonds. I don't do golden nuggets, man. I do diamonds on the show. That was a good one.
What was that?
I do diamonds. I don't do golden nuggets, and that was a diamond that you just dropped.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a good one because you just put it in you just say, hey, go to my free Facebook group and say this. I just bought the course, tag me, and say add me to the private student group. And it was crazy. So that way people are like, they know you're not full of shit, like you can't do that shit with no auto webinar. Like you got to do that shit legit.
Absolutely. And I love the power of it being live. And let's break that down. So when people go on and they purchase it, now you're getting credibility because people are buying it. But then you also get social proof because in real time, they can see their phone blow up and say, Frank Salas just bought this course. And it's just like, well, Frank bought it and I see him post in this group every single day. Well, then, it must be legit. So then that just keeps trickling. And that brings like that herd effect or that crowd effect. And everybody doesn't want to get left behind. And do you want to be the person left out on all these courses? And then Dan doing exactly what he should be doing. He's going to say this exact phrase. He's going to say on the webinar, guys, look, all our friends are buying this. We're all going to move forward because this stuff works. I have testimonials right here. If you invest in this in your business, you will get results if you take action. If you're an action taker, buy this right now. It'll benefit your business. And a lot of people who are from the outside of the sales and marketing world might be like, well, that's mind control. That's manipulative. Be like, no, look, I really want to help your business. I've gone through all of these hours of making sure this was the most potent course that I can make for you. Now, buy this if you're interested and have the wherewithal or if you're qualified to move forward. If you're not qualified, hey, you know what? I understand. Here's some ways for you to find some resources. Go clean your neighbor's houses. Go do this, this, and this. Find the money. If you can find the money, and Dan's over smiling because it's true. It's true. Tell people, look, if you want the money, go out there. What's up, Dan?
Well, actually, I did something a little bit different.
Yeah.
I did something that I don't think anybody's ever done before.
Let's hear it, man. I love this.
Okay, you're gonna love this. So when I do my webinars, I always like to give a win. I like to give people a win. So what I did was I was like, you know what? How can I really make sure this pops off? So here's what I did. On the webinar, I taught you how to get your first Facebook ads client, which is worth $1,500 a month, by the way, in the next hour. Okay, I said, do this thing and it'll happen. So everybody was like, all right, fine. So they did it. Before the webinar was over, people were on the chat. They're like, holy shit, this dude is messaging me. He wants to sign up. People were like, oh my God, this works. And they were posting the groups like, oh, I just did that and it worked. And everybody, I got 4 people messaging me right now and all this stuff. And so people were like, well, now I gotta buy the fucking course. I basically paid for the course for them because at the time the course was $997. A Facebook ads client's worth $1,500 a month, or you could, if you wanted to charge cheap and just charge $990, $1,000 a month, whatever. So I basically had people pay for the course, or I paid people. I got people their money before I made people their money back before they bought the course. Okay, got tongue tied there. But so all these people started like, oh my God, I just got a client. This guy who wants to jump on the phone tomorrow and talk about it. Da, 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 da. So of course they bought the course because now they got to make sure they know how to do it.
You hooked them, dude. You're deadly. I love this guy.
You know, so it just worked really well. And then I had people posting in the group, oh, like a couple days later, like, oh, I just, got paid for my first Facebook ads client. I'm digging into the course, and it just went nuts. It just went friggin' nuts. Because I did cheat sheet, webinar, and then I did an encore webinar 5 days later. Then I shut down the course. Then I did a 6-hour flash sale. Like you can get in for last chance, and it was on because I was at 87 or 89,000 for the month, and it was on September 29th, and I was like, I really want to make $100 grand in a month. So I sent out one email. I just said, listen, for the next 6 hours, if you missed it, you can get in. And 14 people bought. So I made 14 grand.
I love that.
And so it put me over. And then a couple more people bought, 3 or 4 more people bought, because they had trouble checking out or whatever. So I was like, all right, I'll let you in. So at 12:30, right after the midnight, 3 or 4 more people got it. Okay. So, and then I had this thing where if you had a question, you could call a secure line. You leave your credit card number so that I know you're serious. You ask the question, I call you back. And when I call you back, I answer your question. If you're still cool, I charge you. If not, whatever. And then I got another 2 or 3 people from that. So, and then I took off my, so that was after, so I guess if I added that, it would be more like 107 or 108, but I'm giving you the numbers for the month because I want to be able to say in 30 days. So,
Right. So how did you tell your tribe about this outside of your email list? How was your tribe informed about this?
I do email. I do my free Facebook group. I try to get everybody in the free Facebook group. And then I do retargeting ads. I retarget I hit you from all angles. So I hit you from email list. I hit you from my group, and I hit you from retargeting ads.
Break down retargeted ads, because some people are like, what are retargeting ads? What is that? I never heard of that.
Okay, so let's say you sign up for my list, right? And you signed up for my list, but you haven't registered for my webinar. Then you're going to see an ad that says, hey, don't forget to register for my webinar. If you registered for the webinar, you won't see that ad. But if you did register for the webinar, you see an ad that says, hey, don't forget, the webinar is this Thursday at 7 o'clock. And then at 7 o'clock, that ad stops. So there's all different types of ways to do retargeting. But I like to do retargeting to get people to my offers, to remind people of my offers, to remind people to come. And then I would do hey, are you coming to the webinar tonight? Say yes in the comments if you are. And so I'd get 30, 40 yeses all in this thread. And it just hypes everything up, man. It just hypes the whole thing up. I had a whole big complex sort of way that I did it, And I didn't mind map anything out. I kind of just flew off the seat of my pants. I just knew what to do. So it was pretty cool. It was a rush.
So you didn't mind map everything. You just kind of picked up the skills as you needed them. Looking back.
Well, no, I always had the skills because this is what I do. I do Facebook ads. But I was sitting there and I was like, you know what? I should do an ad that reminds people that the webinar is Thursday. And I just did it, So I didn't plan it out a month before. I just knew that's what I had to do.
I gotcha. So looking back, would you create a mind map, or maybe for your next launch, would you have a more structured, now that you've done it once, would you put it in a process? Is that the way you do business?
Probably, because I just hired, now I got a publicist, I got a personal assistant, I got a video guy. He's actually sitting over there working on videos.
Nice.
So I got a team now. So yeah, I'm gonna probably try to. I'll be honest with you, man. What was that song? More money, more problems.
Yeah.
It's true, because now I'm trying to figure out how I can make this type of money every month, but not have to be there all the time. I want to go travel the world with my wife and shit, and I can't do that if I'm sitting behind a computer all the time. So I gotta I don't know, maybe I gotta accept the fact that if I do an email launch or something that doesn't require me to be live, that's going to be the best course of action. I don't know. I got to figure it out. But I think it's a good start. You know, making $100,000 a month, it's a good start.
You got a nice cushion there to figure out some things, man. So
yeah, exactly. Cushion. Yep, exactly. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
We're going to wrap this up here. If somebody right now was going to be in, like, you know, maybe they're like an online coach that's emerging, or maybe they're like, I want to be a consultant, or whatever value that they have, like they might want to promote their business. What would you advise them to do right now, immediately after this chat, that they can go right now and start taking action on in the realm of Facebook ads? What's the easiest first thing that they should do?
Well, customer research is the first thing. And I actually mentioned that. I have a cheat sheet on running Facebook ads, and I mentioned that in my cheat sheet. I actually mentioned my whole breakdown of my whole approach to Facebook ads, but one of the steps is customer research. And I touch on that in my PDF. You can get it on my website, danhenry.org. It's a simple cheat sheet. I think it's 7 proven steps to creating, running, and profiting Facebook ads, and it's one of the steps is customer research. That's the first thing, because honestly, if you don't know what your customer cares about, you're not going to know how to talk to them, and that's the big thing. You got to know how to talk to them. Like, I mean, maybe certain people are sick of a certain thing, or they have certain roadblocks that's very specific to what you sell and what you can solve for them. So, you know, you got to know what those roadblocks are. You absolutely cannot just go, oh, well, I think my customer has this issue, or has this roadblock, or has this desire, or this fear, or I've been working with these people for 2 years, so I know. Blah, 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 blah. No, you don't know. Every single person, I have over 140 students. Every single person that has come to me and said, my ad isn't working, I asked them, did you run your customer research? Because I have a whole process in my course, how to run customer research and plug in the shit to your Facebook ad. And they go, oh, no, I know my customers. I said, no, go back, run the research. So they go back, they run the research, they come back, oh, it's working now. Well, no shit. Okay, so that would be my first piece of advice is don't jump into ads manager. Don't do that. Figure out what your customer fears, what they truly desire, what the end of the road is for them. And most importantly, or one of the big points is, what is the common roadblock they have? Or what is the thing that they think they have to do to get that you know they don't have to do? You know, that you can get them around. Start thinking about those things. And those are the things that will bring you clarity and know how to speak to your customers right off the bat in your ad.
I got to give a testimonial to Dan. We had a conversation last week, and it was the end of the month in September. And I have a recruiting business here in the Philippines where we recruit virtual assistants to work from home as well as in an office. And as we were recruiting people to work from home, it's rather difficult to get people to take action in the Philippines. And so I used a strategy, and it was work on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram without being in an office. That was the title. And everything else was the same. Actually, no, the actual message was a lot shorter. And everything else was, you know, this is our job, this is it, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it was crazy. So without working in an office was the title. So work on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter without working in an office. And in 3 days, I'm gonna pull the numbers real quick. In 3 days, we had a little under 400 applicants, and a little under 400 views and 65 applicants. The other ads that were best performing were still around a little under 400 views, and we had 1 and 2. Those are our next two. So it was like Dan's ad, and then like these other ads.
So I remember talking to you about this. You used the without tweet,
yeah,
right?
That's it. There's that one thing, the without tweet. Yep. That's it. And I promise you, literally best performing ad for the month, and it was only live for 72 hours. So this guy knows what he's talking about. He's full of diamonds. Make sure you check him out. Go to www.danhenry.org. Check out his private Facebook group. He'll get you in there and get accepted. He's going to be accessible there. What was the link to that, or what was the name of your private Facebook group?
It's Superhero Entrepreneurs, but if you get the cheat sheet on my site, there's an invite. You get the welcome email. There's an invite to the group.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, definitely go in there, pick up his freebies because he outlines the entire process. And when people, like, everybody's heard, okay, I should be on Facebook, I should be on Facebook ads. Everybody's heard that. But the way that Dan breaks it down, it's like, okay, I know you've heard it, but this is what you do. Here's the actionable steps, and that's my job. My job is to bring you people that are experts in really awesome parts of business and just say, look, these guys have it figured out. follow these guys. So if you just follow Dan's instruction, you're going to have success. Make sure you check his website out and go to his private Facebook group. Dan, thank you so much for coming on to helping me serve the Talent Tribe. I truly appreciate it, man.
No problem. Awesome. I had a great time. Peace, man.
Sweet. All right, guys. Hey, so we are off air. This will be up on our YouTube channel. It'll be on our podcast on iTunes, which we launch either hopefully this week or early next week for sure. Karen, I hope you learned a lot. Karen, I made this interview specifically for you. You definitely would really benefit from this. And also, Jose Glez out in España, in Spain. I know you two would definitely benefit from that. In essence, I know you're getting your business launched, so this would really help you get started out. Annette, you want to go in the same way. You know, having that kind of knowledge and that kind of value is really going to help you build your business up, and that's going to help you. Like Dan said, like you could get your first $1,500 per month client like that. So you're going to see more of Dan from here. Make sure you guys do me a huge favor and join us on our webinar starting in 10 minutes on how to hire your own virtual assistant, and share this out. Make sure you go in the Facebook group and say, hey, you know, I had a great time on that, and make a separate post in the Talent Tribe. Just say, hey, this was a great interview. That way people can be expecting it, because a lot of people needed to hear what Dan had to say. I really appreciate it, guys. I'm going to see you here in the webinar very, very shortly. But as a teaser, for those of you guys who are here, check this out. I just had a whole bunch of impressions come out on Twitter. I just growth hacked my Twitter. Check this out. I broke my own record. Right here. Here you go. Hopefully you guys can see this. There you go. 20,000 impressions in 24 hours. I broke that on Twitter. I'm going to show you how on the webinar coming up next. Coming up next, I'm going to show you how to do that. Got him. Stay tuned after a word from our sponsors. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for being on here. I really appreciate it.